Nerdrotic.com.
I found out once again Nick Fury's black.
Whoa!
That was mentioned multiple times.
Racial commentary in that show gets so heavy-handed. It's just
stupid.
It's Falcon and Winter Soldier bad. Like
It is the second lowest rated Marvel show. Could not even crack 1 million households based on the Samba TV numbers, which is just above Miss Marvel, and it's still like a 33% drop from She-Hulk. When you're looking at the ratings.
So, and that's over 5 days, Ryan. That's 994,000 views over 5 effing days. Drinker gets that in 6 hours.
To be fair, this is based on Samba TV, so it's not like they're tracking, every single television in every household or whatever. It's based on their data that they're receiving, and they're comparing it to the other data they're receiving.
Exactly. If you extrapolate it, it's roughly, that's a third of people watching it. So, it's like 3 million people watching, or the 3 million views for Secret Invasion on a show that cost millions of dollars. That's abysmal. It's fucking abysmal. That's why Disney Plus has lost $4 billion. $4 billion with a B. Dollars. And they're going to lose more.
This last episode was so boring, and the racial commentary was so heavy-handed, and it's just such a unenjoyable show. I'm out. I don't know if we're doing Friday Night Ties discussion on it, but I'm done. That show is
you guys do not have to watch the rest of it. It's just because, for one, we had 2 hour-long episodes, so props to them for doing an hour-long episode that could have been one 25-minute episode. They strung so many things out. There's so much sitting around and talking, but thank God they had a woman chastise Nick Fury, because I was worried that might not happen in the second episode, but it does.
Who did the chastising?
Maria Hill's mom.
Did he turn around and go, "Shut up, your daughter's dead"? Fuck off.
No, he was trying to be apologetic because he got her killed, and she was like, "You got her killed, you son of a bitch."
Yep.
And he's like, "Yeah, I know. That's why I'm sad."
Yeah, it was dumb, and I love how those bombs they set off killed like 2,000 people when there was probably barely 200 people there. Yeah, they mentioned it. They
go 2,000. They said 2,000 dead.
All these people survived.
There wasn't 300 people there in that square. I'm like, where did they get all those people to kill?
Well, it's like they didn't explain it well. It's like, okay, were they dirty bombs and people died from radiation? Because we know that people survived.
Was that the only location, though? Weren't there supposed to be more than one location?
That was the only one that was shown.
There were multiple bombs in that one location, but that was about.
That's all they explained, was 3 bombs in one location.
Bullshit.
It is bullshit, and it is dumb.
200 people would seem a high number.
Hey, the UK Prime Minister, girl boss, is a Skrull. Is also a Skrull girl boss. Nick Fury's wife is a Skrull.
Damn.
Wait, what? Hold on.
She is also black. I'm not sure if Don Cheadle's going to point that out or not. We'll see.
Yes.
Well, the funny thing about it is so Nick Fury, who brought these shape-shifting aliens to Earth, which was also a bad idea, is married to a ship-shifting alien for God knows how long. So basically, he's been compromised.
He hasn't been compromised. He knows. Okay. It is not super clear that he knows in the episode. However, the director did an interview where he did clarify Nick Fury knows. So they unintentionally gave you the impression that he doesn't know in the
show. And then they had wait. And then they had to come out and explain it
to a black woman. Why doesn't he love her for who she is?
Nick Fury's racist, obviously. If you haven't been watching,
does Nick Fury know she's a Skrull?
I just said yes.
Yes, you just said yes. Does he know? And does he know she's a woman? Now these are Disney Skrulls. These are Disney Skrulls. Okay, so
what is a Skrull woman, in fact?
Well,
it seems like they're going to try and do some kind of
men and women.
Yes, they can.
So
yes, they can.
Why
they established that
turn her into a woman? Is he a bigot?
Yes.
He has an opportunity.
What I think they're trying to set up is that I can't be racist because I'm married to one. That's because they're going to continue.
Are you married to a racist?
What?
Well, no. The idea that people say I can't be racist because I'm married to a black woman. I think they're going to set it up where it's
she was
I'm married to one.
The one thing they don't make clear is he knows she's a Skrull. Did she let him on? It's the woman who was in the flashback, by the way, who was introducing the kid.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's the same one. So they didn't make that clear at the end. They just wanted it to be oh my God at the end after we just had an hour of people sitting around talking at tables and talking about race. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Also, we had the train car scene where he's talking to Talos, and he's like, "Yeah, I was in the colored car when I was eating fried chicken."
To the dining car.
Yeah.
You're talking about race, and you're talking about Skrulls being an analogy for race as well, by the sounds of it, because I've seen the first episode. Yeah. But the Skrulls are also wanting to take over Earth, even though there's like 5 of them. 500 of them.
There's different factions.
So you find out later on in the episode that there's 1 million Skrulls on Earth.
Yeah, 2 million. 2 million
I think
Skrulls.
it's 1 million. Wasn't it 1 million?
They
There's a
said
million.
1 million.
Why not?
I thought you said 2,
Why
but
not?
okay.
Make it 10 million. Why not?
Yeah, like the
at this
Skrulls
point-
want to wipe out all humanity. They are a genocidal, crazy race that want to destroy, all humanity and take our planet.
Do it.
So yeah, screw 'em. Oh well, wait. That's exactly what Nick Fury is doing. So there we go.
Also, the way he did it, he's like, "Hey, play the game. I'm the only one that's going to ask you questions, by the way."
I want to see Indiana Skrull and the Temple of Skrulls.
I mean, at this
Hang on.
point, the deconstruction of the MCU is almost complete. All they need to do is do Nazi Cap, which I'm pretty sure they're going to do in Brave New World, and then they completely destroyed everything at this point.
I have so many questions. So Nick Fury's wife can turn into anyone, and
Yes.
like when you're a Skrull, do you have like a default human appearance, or do you have to specifically pick? Like
You have
I'm
to
gonna.
pick, yeah.
So what makes them want to pick? I guess lighter colored skin or darker colored skin, and I just want to ask the questions. And if Nick Fury's wife can turn into anyone, I'm just saying, like. That weird things can happen. I'm just saying weird things can happen.
But wouldn't you, as an
Separate-
invading force, if you could change, wouldn't you want to change to the largest demographic of
Yes.
that area so you would blend in much easier?
Especially when
what's
they
most
make a
comfortable.
point in the show multiple times that there's a black guy in Russia.
Yes.
There's a black guy. So they made the main bad guy a
Isn't
black
it
guy in
cute?
Russia who needs to fit in so he can blow some shit up. That's a
Well, I think
terrible
Nick
joke.
Fury is clearly a racist because if he loved this woman, why is she changing into a human for him? Why doesn't he love her food? She is in her green skin.
We don't know that. I mean, she is shown as a Skrull before he walks in the door, and then she changes to human form as he approaches her and sees her.
It's like Peter
There's
Quill and Gamora
absolutely
got together, right?
no point in talking about what the Skrulls can do in the comics. People can say this is the MCU. They don't give a fuck
Yeah,
what
they
happens in
don't-
the
they don't
comics.
fucking care.
That's true.
Yep. No idea.
Well,
at all.
and
So
the
a
thing that's
female
annoying
Skrull
about
could
it
have
is
a
that
huge
Secret
penis.
Invasion is basically superheroes fighting aliens, and it's like we have none of that in this show.
Nick Fury's reason for not, getting
Avoid
any
me.
superhero help, which would have saved, as we know, 2,000 lives if he had some superhero help to prevent that bomb explosion, was because the Skrulls would easily duplicate them or something like that. Are you
Yes.
retarded? Are you that dumb that you're
Yes.
not going to get obvious help?
Yes, they are.
Oh, but it's his war, Shad. It's his war. He's going to fight on his terms.
Sounds gay.
It is.
That sounds
And stupid.
horrible.
Well, the thing that's so dumb about this show is that the only reason why the bad guys are winning is because the good guys are basically incompetent.
Competent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew.
This is basically what Dark Helmet said.
No, you're right. You're right.
Evil
Like,
rule because good is stupid.
seriously, it would be so easy. They know they're hiding at an abandoned nuclear facility. Get a Geiger counter and figure out where this crap is. It's so bloody dumb that they're like, oh, they're off grid. We don't know where they are. It's like, are you serious? You've got satellite images. Just look for nuclear things. I'm sure there's records of it everywhere of nuclear power stations that have been abandoned, especially if they're no-go zones. Just look for areas you're not allowed to go, then you might find some.
Yeah, and the whole thing, which is funny about it, is their master plan is to start World War III between the United States and Russia by basically false flagging a bombing and framing the U.S. That's how they're going to get World War III. And it's like, why don't you just take over the presidency in the United States and in Russia and start nuclear conflict that way?
Yeah, but
apparently that's too
I
difficult.
don't know if you're aware of this, right? But there's this little thing going on at this very moment in time called a war in Ukraine.
I know.
I was going to say, they want to start World War III, just invade
Which is
Ukraine.
being very publicly funded by the US against Russia in a proxy war. We're doing more in reality to actually start World War fucking III than the show is.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.
Hey, if you like what we do here at Nerdrotic Daily, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you could do that with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.